Hello and welcome to my channel once again. Today we'll be looking at Microsoft Word 2019 beginner course. We'll be looking at the basics of Microsoft Word and then all you need to know to get up to speed with your Microsoft Word skills. So when you start on launch, the Microsoft Word, this is the first screen you are going to see. So this screen here is what we call the start screen. So on the start screen, on the home tab here, you will see a list of templates. So we have varieties of templates that you can just actually start working with. And over here we have your recent documents your recent documents that you have worked with. Then you have over here your pin documents. So when you click on pin, you can actually see your pin documents. So it means I don't have any document that is pinned. So let me go back here and you can see the pin icon here. So if I should click on this, you will see that this document will be pinned. So if I click on pin document, you will see it in the list over here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the blank document. Now with the blank document opened, I'm going to talk about this once later, so don't worry. With the blank document open, the first thing you will have to do is to save your document. And that save that you are going to do is what we call the save as. So we have the save as. That is the first thing you are going to do. So anytime you open a new document, you can see here we have document 1 at the top here. So the first save you do is the save as. So you can use the keyboard shortcut F12 to open the save as command. So we have the F12 to open the save as dialog box. So I'm going to do that right away. Now clicking F12 on the keyboard will open this dialog box over here. You can see at the top here we have the save as. So you just scroll and then select where you want the document to be saved. So I just want to put it on the desktop, so I'm going to give it a name. So Word 2019 beginner course. Now there is a variety of type that you can save to, but I will just maintain the default and then click on enter, hit enter or click on the save right here. So now you can see that the name of the document has changed to save to the name we gave to it as the Word 2019 beginner. Now any other save that you are going to do after that will be the normal standard save. So the normal standard save, we have the save. Okay, now this is the save button right here. Now if you are logged in and you save your document in OneDrive, you realize that this auto save will be turned on. So I'm not logged into my OneDrive, so I will not be able to use the auto save. So anytime you click on this button, it will just update what you have already entered over here. Now you will see that there is this This bar here, over here, we call it the ribbon. At the top right here, it is called the ribbon. It is called the ribbon. So the ribbon comprises a lot of commands. So we have, in the ribbon we have the tabs. So right here we are on the home tab. So we have the insert tab, we have the draw tab, we have the design, we have the layout, we have the reference, and the rest of the tabs. So you realize that as I click on the tab, the commands in the ribbon are changing. So in the tabs we have groups of commands, so we call it command groups. So at the home tab we have the clipboard group, the font group, the paragraph group, the styles, and the editing. So this is an add-on that I've added. So that is that by the ribbon. So you can actually collapse the ribbon or you can pin it. So if I click on this, the ribbon will be collapsed. So if I want to bring it back, I'll just have to unpin right there. Okay, now at the top of the ribbon you'll see a bar with a lot of commands over there. So these commands can actually be brought down to this under the ribbon. So if I click here, I can just say show the below the ribbon, and you realize that the commands over there is called the quick access toolbar will come just below the ribbon. Then we will have our title bar right there, taking the name and then the name of the file that you have opened. So that is just by the way. I prefer to have my quick access toolbar above the ribbon. So on the same quick access toolbar, you will see the title bar and this control buttons over there. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to enter a random text. We are going to enter a random text just to try and manipulate things right there. Now before we do that, I want us to enter or to turn on our ruler over here. So we'll go to the view tab and then put our ruler on. Now with the ruler, I would like also to put the navigation pane on. So the navigation pane will help you to be looking at the document, how it will look whilst you print, and then if you can be able to search between or to search information from your document. If you have a large document, you can search. So you can click on the page, then how it will look like. So you don't need to go back to the print preview just to look at how your page or your document will print for you. So I would like you to turn it on. So once you turn it on, it will be there till you put it off. So now let's enter some random text. So there is a way you can do that. You can do that by equal to then this function rand, then you open bracket. So the first item you put in will be, let's say, the number of paragraphs you want. So let's say I want 3 paragraphs with let's say 5 lines of text. So if I close the parentheses and hit enter, then you will see that this text, random text, will come up for me. So what you can actually do with the random text or any text is with the formatting, you can highlight your text. Then when you come to the let's use the font group, you can make it bold, you can underline, you can make it italics, you can even strike through. Then you can change the font size. I'm going to remove the strike through. You can change the font style, so you can change it. You can increase the font, decrease it. You can change the case. You can make it center case or lowercase or you can make it all uppercase, or you can actually make capitalize each word. So depending on what you want, you can actually do that. So you can change the color, you can change the color of the text, so you can highlight the color, so you can highlight it right here like this. Then you can change the color of the text. So let's say I want it to be red, so you need to highlight first before you do that. So you change it to be red. Now there is this one button here. If the formatting you have done you don't like it, you can actually clean it right there by doing this. Now you realize that the highlighted one is not gone, so you just have to go back and do this like that. So what you can also do is we can have under the paragraph group, we can actually change the alignment. So you can highlight your text and then you can align center, you can align left, you can justify. So that is what you can do. You can also change the line spacing. You can change the line spacing here. I'm okay with this one, I'm not going to change it. Then you can also now we will talk about the numbering later. You can indent your paragraphs. So let's say I highlight this paragraph right here, then I can actually click on the left to indent the paragraph, so you can actually send it back. Now if you click on the first the beginning and you click the indent, sorry, that is not what I wanted to do. So you can indent your paragraph, and then if I click on this and I hit the tab on the keyboard, the first line will be indented. So I can just do that for that like that. You can see it that way. So you have indented the beginning of the paragraphs right there. Then we have what we call shading of the paragraphs. You can actually create borders around your whole text. So let's say you can create all borders, and you can just do a lot of things. So if you create borders, you can add color to it. You can do a lot of things right under the paragraph group. Now we've done a lot. You can actually pause the video, create the file, or open a file. Try to use the F12 to save your document wherever you want to save it, and then you add your random text, and then try and use the font command group and use all the commands over there to actually play around with your text. So that is that. Now when you are done, then we will continue with that. Now welcome back once again. Now what we are going to do is how to add this command. You see that there are a lot of commands at the top, or that's the quick access toolbar. There are a lot of commands over there. Now what's happened is the commands that the tools you normally use frequently, they are in a lot of different tabs. So you would like to add them to the quick access toolbar so that you don't keep on going to different tabs to look for different commands and that. So what you can actually do, so let's say if I underline a lot of text, then I can just right click on the text and then you see that add to quick access toolbar. So I can just add that. You will see it right here, over here. And then you can add different. So if you justify text more, you can just right click and add to the quick access toolbar. Now most of the times I'm always on my home tab, so I don't normally add commands from my home tab to my quick access toolbar. So I'm going to remove these commands from there. I'm going to remove them from there, and we are good to go. Now the next thing we are going to look at is how to use these styles over here. Now I'm going to clear the formatting for this text. I'm going to clear the formatting for this text. Now I'm going to be selecting some few words and be adding some styles to them, and I will show you what they are good for. Now I'm going to select this text, and then I will choose the first style, heading, and I'll select this one as well, and then I'll click there. Now you realize that as I'm doing that, when you come to the headings, you see the text that I've selected coming here as heading. So I will do that to this one as well, and I'll select heading for that. So that is it. So you realize that the heading is coming, or the is coming as I am selecting them. So what this thing can be useful for is it can make you to collapse, or you can minimize everything on the page. So let me add the style to this as well. So you can actually compress your document for you, so it will make you have the headings, and if you want to expand, then you expand them. And then if you are working with a large document, you can actually use the navigation pane and click on the headings, then it will move you to wherever the heading is, and it makes you to navigate quickly on your document. Now what we are going to do next is to actually look at how we can change or insert graphics into our document. So on the insert tab, you can actually insert pictures. So from this device or from online, you can actually use these options. So when you click on this device, you can select images from your computer and then insert them into your document. So I'm going to look for some images and see what we can do with them. So let's say I have this here, so we can insert these images right here. Now you can resize your image as you wish. Then you will see that as the image is popping up, there is this option here. Now this option can make you depending on how you want your text to look like, or how you want your document, you can choose the layout option for your image or to look like on your document, you can choose the layout option. So this option right here will make your image to be surrounded with text. So if I should click on it, I can actually move the image into the text that I have. So you can see that the image can actually be in the middle of the text, as you can see. So let's go for another one like this. Another one is this. Then there is another one. This one will make your image to be in between, so the text will be at the top and the bottom. It cannot be by the side. So this one will actually make your image to be under the text, so you can see it's under the text. And this one will make your image to be on top of your text. Now you realize that when you insert your image, there is a picture format tab that comes up. So this one will only come if you have selected your image. So if I should click out, I will not be able to see it, but if I should select the image, then this tab will come. So this tab, you can actually remove the background of the text and remove the background. So here you mark the areas you want to keep, and then this one you remove, or you mark the areas you want to remove. So as we speak now, the areas to be removed are selected. So if I should click here and then mark this one, it means that these are the places I want to keep. So it will keep. Now I'm not going to waste time on this because I'm not doing correct editing right now. So if I should want to do correct work, I have to waste a lot more time on it, so that I will get a correct work out there. Now if I should click here, keep changes, then the background of the image will go. Now you can actually adjust the color of the image. You can adjust the color to wherever you want to. So these are all other options you can use. Then you can change the color. You can see how you can do a lot of things here. Then artistic effects, and then transparency. Then over here, these are picture styles. These are picture styles. If you scroll through them, you can see whether you want to frame it. Then you can have more options, like you can just actually play with this, and then you know what works best for you. Then you can change picture border right here. So you can click to change the border line. Just play with them, then you know what to do. Then you can actually change the effect, whether you want 3D preset, all that you want to do, you can do it over there. Now I'm going to delete this image because I don't need it right now. I'm going to delete this image. Now we can actually come to the insert tab again. Then you can insert pictures. You can actually insert icons or shapes. So we have icons or shapes here, so you can draw your shapes. So like the shape, when you select your shape, you can see that the shape format is also here. Then you can actually do a lot of things with this other groups of commands. Now let's go back to the insert tab, and then let's go to the tables. Let's go to the tables, and then we insert a table. So this is how you insert a table. You can actually do this to insert a table. Then you change the table how you want the table to look like. Anyhow you want it, you can actually change anything with it. So that is it. Now on the same insert tab, you can actually convert a text. You can actually change a text to table. So let me try this. I've not done it before, but let me do this and see. So you can see that convert text to table. Convert text to table. So after highlighting your text, you convert it to table. So if you click on it, then you have to fill these options here. So you want to have 5 columns, and then the columns should be auto fitted, and you want the separator to be commas or tabs or paragraphs. So anyhow, so I'm going to use the comma, and then I'm going to click OK to see if it will go through. So you can see that it has separated and give me 5 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So you can change a table to a text to table. So you can do that. Now I'm going to delete this table. Let me just undo my actions, and then let's try to work well with something different. I'm going to delete this. So let's work with something different. Item 1, item 2. Now we can change this one also to a table. So you can just go there and convert the table. So we have the space. How many columns do we want? We want 2 columns. How many rows? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 all rows. Okay, so we want to separate it with a comma or space. It should be space. Okay, let's use the paragraph and see. With paragraph, we can get 2 columns. 2 columns with 3 rows. So let's just do that and see what you can get. So that is it. So you can just play with it, and then you see what is best for you. So as the table is selected, you can see the table design. So you can do all you want to do with your table: borders, tick borders, anything that you want to do with your table. So you can actually remove the lines for the table. You can do all that right here in Microsoft Word. Now let's look at, let's say you want to actually do some calculations. So in this table, I'm going to remove this and enter some numbers. So 500. Okay, this is not Excel. I'm going to claim the numbers right here. Okay, let me insert a new table. Let me delete this one and insert a new table so that I'll be able to do some calculations. Okay, so let's say So we want to do some calculation in Excel, or sorry, calculation in Microsoft Word. Yes, you can do that in Microsoft Word. So let's say I want to calculate the sum of all of these numbers here in this column right here. So what I will need to do is to press on the keyboard Alt A and then O. Then the formula dialog box will come up for me. So we say that equal to sum to the left. So you sum all the things to the left. So if you click OK, then your result will come here. Let's go to the next one. So Alt A O. Then let's say I want to multiply over here, so I'll change the sum to product. I'll change it to product, and then I'll change the above here to left, and press OK. So it will multiply everything from here for me. So let's say I want to add this to, so Alt A O, you are summing above, so I will just go ahead and sum it. So that is how we do calculations in Microsoft Word. Now I've forgotten to deal with one of the things we have in the fonts group right here. So in the clipboard group, now let's say that I format this text. So let's say I've made it to be bold, and then I change the font to this, and I made it all uppercase, and then I've increased the size, and I've centered it. I underlined it, and then I changed the color to, let's say, green, and then okay, let me use a brighter color, so let's say red, and then what else? Okay, let's say that's all. And I want the same formatting I've done here to be done to any other text. So what I have to do is to just highlight this. I'll just highlight this and then click on this button here, Format Painter. So when I click on it, you see that the cursor has changed to a brush. So I will just highlight anything that I want to apply it to. So when I highlight it, then it will go that way. Now when you use it once, it will go, but when you double click on it, it will be turned on, so you can use it as much as you can. You can use it for anything as much as you can, like that. So that is one of the use of the format painter that we have just looked at. Now we are going to look at how to list items. So how to list items. So that's what you are going to look at right away. So let's say now you have a list of items. You can actually, under the paragraph group, you can use the bulletin to actually list it. So let's say this is the bulletin, so you can use that to do that. Now once you have bullet your items, and if you click on the tab, you realize that the bullet will change. So to any level, the bullet will keep changing, like that. Now you can edit your bullet, so you can go back and then let's say I want to change it to this, so everything on this level will change. So when I go to tab again, this one has changed to this. I can also edit it from there. Let's say I want to make it this, so anytime I go to the tab, it will go like that. Now let's say I want to go to the next one, I can also change this one like that. So okay, let's make it this. So anytime I go to that level, anything on that level will have the mark or the tick bullet like that. Okay, so let me remove the bullet. So okay, let me remove the bulletin. So now we are done with bulletin, and then let's go to numbering. So you can actually number your items. So let's say I want to use this numbering list. So the same way, if you number your list, if you click on the tab right here, the number will change. So anything that comes here will be in what? ABC, like that. So anything on this level will be what? I. So like this. So you can actually number your listed items. There is one thing I want to show you about the listed items. Now let's say you are numbering your items, and then the next one will be 5, but you actually want to start from here. You want to start with 0 or 1. You can actually click here and say start 1. So anything you type, your numbering list will continue. So if you feel like you want to continue from here, you can right click there and then say continue numbering, and it will change for you. So that's one thing about numbering that we have to look at. Now all that we are doing for you to have a better feel how to actually understand is for you to practice. So as we are going along, you can actually pause the video and then you try to practice, feel how it is. Just try your hands on it, then you'll be able to go. Now there is one thing we need to look at. Now we are going to look at the layout tab. So with the layout, we have the page setup, and we have the paragraph, and then we have the arrange. Now we are going to look at the margins over here. So the margins, we have the built-in margins that we have. You can actually customize your own margin. You can customize your own margin from this angle. So you set whatever you want your margins to be. But this is what the margin does. What the margin does is to just give you the dimension or the space you want to leave at the edge of your document. So with these normal ones, we have 1 inch at every point. So the top, the left, and the right, and the bottom, 1 inch. So this one is the narrow. So this one is 0.5 inch. So if you click on it, you realize that the space at the edge of your document has reduced. So you can see it from here. The space will reduce. So if you should change it again to the normal one, you see that more space will come. So depending on what you want, you can choose your margin as you wish. You can choose your margin. So over here too, you can actually have your page setup, so the orientation of your page. So by default you have a portrait, then you can actually have a landscape. So the landscape will give you the rectangular form of your documents. You can see it here, but I just want a portrait. So you can actually also set the paper size. So by default it's on letter. You can change it to anyone depending on how you want your document to look like. I will maintain my letter. Then this is one more interesting one we have here, the columns. So you can choose to have 2 columns, 3, or any number of columns you want on your document. You can have it. Now I don't like to just select the columns over here. I always like to go to this option so that I give the settings I want. So if I want 2 columns, I will just click on it. Then if I want to put lines over there, I do that. And then the spacing, I can adjust the spacing right here. And the number of columns you want, you can just do that by increasing the number of space, the number of columns. So you'll be seeing your preview right here. Now this one is saying for the whole document, so you can choose the whole document or you can select a portion. So it's at this point forward. I'm going to select the whole document and we see how it looks like. So I'll click OK. So you see that the document will be what in 3 columns right here. Now let's say that I don't want the table to be in a column. I want the table to be in one line. I can also do that. So when I insert the cursor here, I will go to the column, then more column, and I will say I want only 1 column. Now 1 column, I want it from this point, the point I have clicked, from that point forward. Then I will click OK. Then you realize that the table here will go on just 1 column and the rest will be in the 3 columns. So that is how you can use the as you want your document to look like. Then there is another one. Now some of you may not have the draw tab on your Microsoft Word. Maybe you are using 2016, 2010, 2007. You may not have the draw tab there. That's fine. So I'm not going to draw type. The tab is just for drawing tools and other things. So I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm not going to talk about it there. Then we can also insert illustrations. Now we deal with the shapes. So these shapes, we've talked about them already. So you can just insert any shape and edit it. We've talked about it. Then you can insert icons. Now these icons, they are going to load from the net. So if you are not connected to the net, you will not have it there. So I'm not going to. Okay, so the icons that are available, they are on the net. So without connection to the net, you cannot get them. So you can select and then you insert into your document. So that is just by the way. So it also works like you have inserted an image. So you choose how you want it to be, whether you want it to be under or like anyhow you want it. You can just do that. Okay, now we can also insert charts. So we can add charts. So bar charts, all kinds of charts that you can use in your Excel work, you can also insert them over here. So depending on your data, your chart can also come right here. I think it's getting slow, so we just have to wait a little bit. Okay, so you can see that the chart has come. So now this chart is pulling, is trying to give you a data from Excel. So it's giving you, this is the data that the chart is based on, and it's coming from Excel and it's in Word. I'm going to cancel it. I'm not going to talk much about that. We are going to talk much about that in our advanced tutorial. So just keep glued to this channel, then we'll talk much about that in the advanced tutorial. Okay, now there's one thing that I want us to look at, that is, now if I double click here, you realize that it has opened the header and the footer option for me. So now what the header does is whatever you write over here will appear on any other page that is in your document. So that is the work of the header. So in the header you can add a lot of things. So with the header you can type what you want. So I can say Word 2019 beginner course. Now once I type this thing over here, I can apply some formatting to it, right? So once I type it over there, all the pages of my documents will be having the same thing. So if I move to the next page, you'll see that it is there. If I go to another page, if I should go to another page, you see that it is there. So that is what the header does. But then you can add other things to the header. Other things can be added to the header. So now when you open the header, so we say that what you can insert, or you can choose the built-in header columns or settings. So when I click here, you can type something here, you can type something here, you can type something here. So you have 3 columns of what will be in the header. Now once the header is open, it means that the footer section is also open. So with the footer you can also do that. You can write anything you want, or you can choose the built-in format of the header, the footer. Now with the footer as well, you can insert the page number and insert the page number there. So the page number, whether you want it to be at the top or you want it to be at the bottom, wherever you want it, you can just do that and it will come up like that way. So all you have to do is just try, and then try your hands on all these things, and you'll be good to go. Just manipulate, work around it, and then you'll be good to go. Now let's say I want the header to be on only this page. I don't want it to be on the other pages. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the header here. Now if you want the header to be on only the first page, now when you open the header section, just click on this one, different first page. You have to click on it first before you type in your header. So let me just write Word over there and click enter. Now you realize that the header is only on the first page, but it's not showing in the other pages because I have clicked that it should be shown on only the first page. It should be shown on only the first page. So if you want to do that, click on this first before you insert your header. You can actually adjust the header or you can increase it as well. So anyhow you want, just do as you wish. Now you can insert pictures, you can insert the information of the document in your header, so the author name and then a lot of things. You can insert the file path where the file is located, so you see that the file path is there. You can insert the document title. You can do a lot with it. You can insert the date, so how you want the date to be, you can do that. And absolutely you can insert pictures over there as well in the header. I'm just going to undo this action. You can do a lot of things. You can just play around. So if I click here, I'm going back to the footer. So just play around it and then you know what is working for you. Now the last one thing we are going to look at, we've looked at how to use tables. So the last one thing we are going to look at is how to export or save our document as PDF. So for you to save, now I said that the first save is the save as, and then any subsequent save will just be updating your document. So if I should click on this, it will just update my document. Now if I want to change the format or the extension of my document, I will just click on this, the file tab over here, then to send me here, then I will click on save as. Now clicking on save as, you choose where you want the document to be saved. I want it on the desktop where this one is. Then over here I will just choose the format, so I want it to be PDF format, and I'll just click save. Then it will be exported as a PDF. So if I should go back on the desktop, I should be able to see it right here. So that is it. We've gone through how to use the command groups and other things. Now I'm going to show you one other thing that you can actually, that it's helpful in Microsoft Word. Now you realize that if I should copy this item over here by using the Control C, and I want to paste it here, Control V, I'll paste it. Okay, let me use something different. Let's say I've copied this item, so I've copied it right here. I've copied your headings, and I've copied another text right here, and I've copied another one right here. Now I've copied those ones, and I wanted to enter the paste the first one that I've copied. If I should go for the right click and I want to paste, the last one that I have copied will show for me. But there's a way you can copy at least 24, at most 24 items at a go. So what you need to do is to just click on this button here, to open your clipboard. So you can see that you have the first one that I copied, the second one, and the third one. So all the things that I have copied will appear here. You can copy it up to 24. So anytime you click on it, it will paste it for you. So you can see right here. If I should click on this one as well, it should paste it for me. Now this one, I copied it when I was doing something different, so it's not in Microsoft Word. You can see that the icon is not Word. So if I click on this one, it's Microsoft Word, so it will paste it for me. If I click on this, it will paste. If I click on this, it will paste. So if I should copy any other thing, you will see that it will appear in there. So let me copy Control C, so you see that it appears. I will copy another one, Control C, Control C. So if I want to paste, I will just have to go back and then go to where I want to paste and then click on them, and they will paste for me like that. That is one of the ways to just copy a lot of things and keep on pasting, and it will help you to work faster and faster. Now I'm going to remove these columns right here. So I'll go to page layout, then columns, and then more columns, then one column. This points forward. So, or let me choose the whole document, and then we are good to go. Now there is one thing that I also want to talk about. I'm going to close the clipboard, and I'm maintaining my navigation pane. Now whenever you double click on a word, you are going to select the word. So if you double click, the word is selected, but if you triple click, everything on that line will be selected. So let me say 1, 2, 3. So everything is being selected, so you don't have to waste your time trying to select everything at once. No, you just have to double click or triple click to select a whole line. That is that. So we are going to end this lesson here, and then we will continue with our introduction in another lesson. Thank you so much. Bye bye.